It's me, Natasha Ifoma, and I want you to come with me on my third trip to the country of Costa Rica. This is the first time that I'm staying in San Jose, and I actually had a really good time, so make sure you stay tuned. I must admit that the first 2 times that I went to Costa Rica, I didn't have the best time. I didn't think that it was a country that I would actually go back to, but I'm glad that I did. I stayed at the Sheraton in San Jose, and I will have a separate video on that. Kuru was a restaurant that was inside of the hotel, and I did eat lunch there on the first day, and it was a buffet style lunch, and it was pretty good. They had a good number of menu options, and you would pick your entree, and you had the buffet for your appetizer. There was a casino right inside of the hotel. I'm not a big gambler in the first place, but it was really difficult to figure everything out, so I didn't spend much time in there. The first day I did go on a walking tour in the city of San Jose, and it was pretty cool. I got to learn a lot of things about the city and the country of Costa Rica. I got to see a lot of different places, and it was a private tour, so it was really intimate. Let me know if you want information on the tour guide and how I booked the tour. Everything was pretty cool to see. I do want to take the time out to thank you for coming to watch a video on my channel. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. It was pretty busy on the streets of San Jose at night, and we definitely felt safe. There was definitely a police presence, so that wasn't an issue. It was interesting to know that Costa Rica does not have an army. There was a lot of activity going on and a lot of food spots to visit, so that was pretty cool. The next day we did have breakfast at the hotel. Breakfast was included with our stay, and again I will have a video separate on the Sheraton, so make sure you take some time to view that video as well. Our first adventure was to the Paz Waterfall and Animal Conservatory. It was about an hour and a half from our hotel in San Jose, and we did book a trip where they picked us up and dropped us off as well. Make sure you let me know if you want details on that. It was a really cool tour. Costa Rica is really big on coffee, so we got to visit one of the places where they grew a lot of coffee, and the coffee was actually really, really good. All around the country, you will see the phrase Pura Vida, and it basically means life is good, I'm doing well. It means a lot of different things. So that is just like, what's up, how you doing, Pura Vida. And so you'll see that all around the country. I did visit San Jose in the middle of November, which should have been the end of their rainy season, but we happened to come when we were in the middle of a tropical storm warning, so the weather was pretty bad. It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it was very cloudy most days. It did rain a lot. We did get some sun, but it was still beautiful. Continuing on with the tour, we were able to see tons of exotic animals. It was a really cool part of the tour. You can't really see it in this video, but that was one of the many sloths that we saw while we were in Costa Rica. They tend to be sleeping when you're seeing them, and they hide a lot.
Trying to keep these feelings to myself. Now you're the one I'm thinking of. My higher ground, my rocket love. For gravity, I'd rather stay up here. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is in the visions that we play. Sit right next to you, you. Not trying not to show
Lunch was included with the tour. It was another buffet style meal. It was really tasty.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things.
The last and most exciting part of the tour were the waterfalls. They were absolutely stunning and gorgeous. The videos do not do it justice at all. It was a little bit of a hike to the waterfall, not that bad compared to the other waterfall that I went to, which you'll see later in the video. So the hike wasn't too bad, and we got to see 4 different waterfalls. I would say La Paz Waterfall was absolutely worth the trip. The views were absolutely amazing, something you have to see in person. I can't recommend it enough. Next stop was dinner. We went to Jaguar Negro. It was a really, really cute spot. Service was really nice and the food was good. We had a spread of different things, so I got to taste a lot of different things in the restaurant, and the prices were pretty decent. Definitely somewhere I would recommend. They had someone to come out and explain all the meat options and how they were cooked and what options we had to choose from, so that was pretty cool. I will say the fish was not cooked enough to my liking, so you might want to make sure that your fish is well done and let them know that that's how you like it. We were there on a Thursday night, and they also had live entertainment. The next day we did start out in La Fortuna. We went to an Arenal volcano tour and to another waterfall. We had tour guides all throughout that let us know about all the nature that we were seeing and all the different things in Costa Rica that were very, very interesting to learn. About the forest, we took a buggy into the forest before we started the tour. It was intense. I'm doing this video 2 to 3 weeks after the trip, so I can't remember exactly how long it was, but it was definitely at least 500 steps to get to the waterfall, to the bottom of the waterfall, and 500 steps to get back up. It was serious. I work out, and if I didn't, I don't know if I would have made it. It was definitely intense, but it was worth every minute of it. Absolutely stunning. Again, the video does not do it any justice. We got to learn about and see some of the art of some of the indigenous people, so that was pretty cool as well. Next stop was the volcano, and that was another hike, and it wasn't as intense as the waterfall, but it was definitely some work. The sun started to come out at this time of the day, so you were able to see the greenery and the beauty of Costa Rica. After the volcano hike, we made our way to Baldy Springs, which was a hot springs and like a spa, and it was like no other spa that I've ever been to. It was gorgeous, so peaceful, so serene. The water was a great temperature, and it was just really, really, really nice and relaxing. I definitely enjoyed the hot spring. If you're from New York, you know places like Sojo and Spa Castle. This was like those places on crack. Absolutely beautiful. The next day, it was time for our ATV adventures. We went to the town of Jaco Beach for this. I've done ATVs before, but this one, they had you to do a test run, and you had to pay $25 for insurance. And if you didn't pass the test run, then they had you to ride with someone instead of driving your own ATV. So long story short, I didn't pass the test, and it was all good. I still had a good time. One thing I will say about Costa Rica is you do not go there for the beach. The water is not beautiful and blue like it is in the Caribbean. So keep that in mind. Before leaving Jaco Beach, we did go to Coco's restaurant and bar. It was pretty good. They had happy hour drinks, which is definitely my language. The food was good and the prices were pretty average, what you would expect the prices for food to be. And they had a lot of different options, so I enjoyed Coco. We went back to San Jose and decided to go to a dance hall spot. It was called Roots, and they were really serious about their dance hall. It was great music, and people took their dance hall very, very seriously. But we had a really good time there. Crowd was decent, music was good. They played dance hall from the 90s, from the 2000s, and up to even nowadays dance hall. So it was pretty cool. I would definitely recommend. Our last adventure was Hacienda La Chimba, and this was about a 20-minute Uber ride from San Jose and the hotel, the Sheraton Hotel where we stayed, and it was basically a self-hike. So they give you a map and tell you where you're supposed to go, give you the options of where you're supposed to go, and you do this hike. And it was crazy. I can't believe that they let people do this hike on their own. I thought that we were going to get stuck in the woods. It was so long. I think the shortest route is about 3.5 to 4 miles. And like I said, it had been raining and we were in the middle of a tropical storm. So that just made the conditions so much worse. It was so muddy and so slippery, and it was crazy. And not besides all of that, there were like these different points that we get to, and you had to really know where you were going. And if you're going to do this hike, I would suggest that you do it early in the day. We started around 2 o'clock and it takes about 3 hours. Well, they said 2.5 hours. It took us about 3.5 hours because of the muddy conditions. So by the time we finished the hike, it was after 5. It was dark and everybody was gone. Like, we would have been stuck in the woods for who knows how long, at least throughout the night. So we had to get a drink at the end of the hike because we made it that far. But it started to get dark. It was kind of crazy. One thing I will say about Costa Rica is that they don't care about your life. And I would say that about the couple of times that I went before. It's just like you have to be very, very careful. Anyway, we went to Maxie's before we left, and that was a Caribbean spot. Food was really good. And the service was great as well. Definitely some place that I would recommend. I think I got a video of my food, so you can see that. Overall, my last trip to Costa Rica was a very, very good trip. I had a really good time. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything. Thank you so much for coming to watch another video, and I hope I see you back for more. Talk soon.